Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Swanee. Welcome to Train Simulator 2017. We are taking this Amtrak Surfliner over to, I believe, Irvine. We're like right outside of San Juan Capistrano. Do a quick little run over there. We are running some sound packs today, which are pretty sweet. I wanted to show them off to you guys. They're by the Audio Shack. They got some pretty good sounds. Some pretty good sounds. It's definitely better than the default stuff. We're just waiting for that train to pass us, and we'll get ourselves on out of here. I don't like the way of this. There we go. Much better. Okay. Alright, there's a green signal. Let's get ourselves on out of here. Click on the screen that I'm actually playing on. Alright. Put that forward and we'll get ourselves on out of here. Hopefully this is working better than the last stream I set up. I actually switched the keyboard down here. It used to be on top of my desk, and then I kind of had my mouse down where the keyboard tray was before. And so yeah, it's a little bit different. But I think it's working better now because I got like more space up top with my mouse and like my mic and stuff like that. It's actually a lot better. Alright, hold on a second. I don't need to turn this down. I need to turn this down. It's a little loud. Somehow. I apologize, it's probably going to pause the game here. Nope, you don't want that. Whatever, we're just going to play with it. I'll deal with it. Get ourselves on out of here. Yeah, we're like, I think like a mile out of San Juan Capistrano. It's gonna be our first stop of the day. Oh man, how's everyone doing? I had like the longest day. What started out like as like a supposed to be like a easy sort of like laid back day at work turned into like a super crazy day at work. So for those of you guys that don't know, like, if you guys have maybe been following me on my YouTube channel, I've mentioned that, like, my girlfriend's trying to get into Sacramento State, and she, we're kind of just waiting on hearing back from the colleges on whether or not she's going to get in or not. Hold on a second, we got to cross in here. They're really good sounds, by the way. I mean, I love them. They're great. I gotta be upfront with you guys. I'm a little bit biased because I was given these sounds for free, but at the same time, like, I use them anyway before I even like got them, so I think they're good stuff. Alright, we're just coming to the station here. Yeah, I mean, it's so she's trying to go to Sacramento State, and so basically like been kind of like in a holding pattern. She got put on a wait list, which is really weird because like all of her friends and stuff got in, and she actually has like better grades than all of them. So I'm kind of curious on like what happened. I think it's just because of the major she's in. She wants to do sociology, and so like it's kind of like a weird major. So hold on, let's see something. Make sure they're loading. Yeah. So yeah, so it's kind of a weird major, and I think that there might just be a limited amount of space or something. So we've been kind of waiting on that, and so like the job that I'm at now was actually a job that I used to work for before I started doing my real estate career, and I went back to them kind of like on the premise that it was going to be like a part-time sort of temporary thing until we figured out what was going on with her school. All right, doors are clear. I'm out of here, and yeah, so it's like, oh, we're going backwards. What the hell? So it's been kind of a rough couple of months for both of us. Just kind of like, I was offered like a job that was part-time, and it was kind of like a production process improvement coordinator sort of position, where like I basically look at all the processes of the company and how we do things now and try to offer ways to improve our processes to save our company money and do things more efficiently. And it's and it's kind of gone well. A lot of the projects they kind of set aside for me from the beginning I've already kind of worked on and finished, and so like these last couple of days have been really slow trying to kind of figure out like, okay, what's my next project gonna be, and I made like a small suggestion kind of out of the blue of like something I thought that could have been done, and like it just kind of sparked this huge interest in this new project. So like I'm super thankful because like I was sitting at my desk today thinking like I was like texting my girlfriend. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I'm running out of stuff to do. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hold this job through the summer while we wait to see what happens. But hold on, we got a crossing here. I believe we can. Oops, that's the wrong button. I believe we can go. Yeah, we can go up to 90. All right, let's go ahead and go notch 8. Get ourselves sped up here. But yeah, so it's. I'm kind of thankful for that because I was just kind of nervous that they weren't going to be able to keep me employed just because there wasn't enough work. But I think I justified at least another couple months worth of work I can do. And then on top of that, they offered me a job like in the front office working with a compliance agent, which is pretty cool because that's something that's kind of a step in the right direction. I mean, as a kid that's my age, being able to work in the front office and given the opportunity that I was given doesn't really happen very often. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. I just really can't do anything about it until I figure out what's going on. Yeah, so we're just waiting to figure out. By the way, if you see me doing this, it's because these ditch lights don't turn off for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's had something to do with the sound pack, but you have to like automatically, you have to manually switch them off, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, so it's been a couple interesting days, just trying to kind of figure out what's going on. And what kind of sucks is we found out we might not hear till May, so that's quite a long time. Thankfully, the people that I work with are really cool, and they've kind of just said like, we'll keep the position open for you until you figure out what's going on. Like, we understand you're trying to support her, what she wants to do, so that's really cool with them. So hopefully it all works out. If we end up staying here versus whether we end up going over and moving over that way, so we'll see what happens. Other than that, I just got home like probably 20 minutes ago. It's just been a busy couple, a busy day, and now getting that new project and trying to figure everything out. But yeah, so I got a couple hours. I got a hockey game here in about an hour and a half, so I'm gonna do this one route, this one scenario, and then I'm probably gonna jump off and head over to hockey. But I wanted to show off this sound pack. This thing's awesome. I think it was offered on his store for a little while, and I don't know if it's still available or not. I think it might have been taken down, and I'm not really sure why, but it was something that he had up there for a long time. But I remember seeing it for the longest time, and like I was like, I wanted to buy it, but I think each sound pack's like $5 or $10 or something like that. I already had a couple of them, and I didn't think I needed to buy another one. So fortunately, he was able to reach out to me and offer me all the sound packs for free to show off to you guys. But I think this is probably one of my favorite ones he has so far. I hope if it's not out right now, he's gonna put it back out, because I think like the default sounds for this train are just terrible. We're not stopping at the station, by the way. We're stopping at Irvine and 8 Miles. We got a Metrolink though to the side of us. That's kind of nice. This is a workshop route, I think. On the Steam Workshop, I think it's called like Amtrak 583 or something like that to Los Angeles. This is part 1. It's a 3-part scenario, and you're starting in just outside San Juan Capistrano, like where we started, and then we're going, I think, to maybe Oceanside, or we're going somewhere, and then you'll eventually make your way to Los Angeles. But the reason why I picked this one is because it has the most crossings, so we can show off the sounds, and they're not quiet zoned, so we should be able to show off the sounds here quite a bit. Oh, kind of surprised you can get up to 90 on here. I thought like the speed limit in the US was like 79, other than like obviously the Excel Express, but I'm trying to get a hold of this guy. His name's like Justin Highland, I think, and he's been working on like an upgrade for this route called Superliner or Pacific Surfliner 2.0. And I think right now he's been working on the route through, I think, Oceanside, from San Diego to Oceanside. And he pretty much just redone all the track to make it scale rail. And he's done a lot of he's done a lot of improvements as well for like scenery and more like assets and just making sure it looks more realistic, I guess. And it looks pretty cool. I think he's working on trying to get it released to the public at some point, but I'm not sure where he's at on that. And I've been talking to him for probably a couple weeks now, trying to get him to send over a beta version so I can show it off, but just kind of been lagging on it, I guess. Are we full power? This mic's like right in front of my screen, I can't even see. I think we are. So if you guys haven't checked out the YouTube channel so far, you guys should go check it out. I make a lot of different videos like for Train Simulator. I made some Train Sim World videos. They've actually Dovetail reached out to me as well, and I made some videos for them, which was really cool. Wasn't expecting that at all. I just got like an email one day out of the blue of them asking me if I could make some videos for them, and they gave me a free copy of the game, which is pretty neat. So I've done some stuff for them. I've done some stuff obviously for the Audio Shack, which is the sounds you're hearing now. And yeah, I really like adding more immersion to my games. I don't like how they're like, the way they are kind of stock sometimes just doesn't really seem like complete all the way. And so I really like adding custom sounds and changing textures and changing stuff to make it look more realistic. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff, check it out on the YouTube channel. I got it linked, or you can see my YouTube name down at the bottom of the screen here. But there's also a link on the on my Twitch channel, and I do some train sim. I do some flight simulators if you guys like airplanes, and I do some like strategy games too, like Transport Fever and Planet Coaster and those types of games. And it's fun. It's I've been doing it for about 6 months now, and I've had some decent success. I think what really like took it off was Train Sim World. When the beta came out, I was contemplating on like whether or not I wanted to buy the version of TS 2017 that had the beta for Train Sim World on it, and I ended up just doing it, thinking like, oh, I can make a video on this, and like, I was on the fence. I wanted to do it, but like I was like, I don't know if I want to spend the extra money on the routes because the new game is just coming out, and I don't want to waste any more money on this game. And I ended up doing it, and I'm thankful I did, because the videos I put out ended up getting like some of them had like 50,000 views on it, which is like a lot. I mean, at the time I had, I think 50 subscribers or something like that, and like my mind was just blown. I was like, wow, people are actually interested in this stuff. And so that kind of just took off the channel. I think I grew like 100 or 200 subscribers, or even more than that. No, I went from like 50 to like almost 500 in like I think a month. And that was kind of like, why are we going so fast? Jesus. Slow ourselves down a little bit. This is not a career scenario, so I'm not getting points, or I'm not getting graded on this with points, but yeah, so that kind of took off the channel. And then at that point I was like in my real estate career, kind of trying to figure out like, is this really what I want to do? Like, and so I kind of like decided to move away from that and move towards like doing like, my goal was like to do like photography as like a full-time job. I'm really into like photography and filmmaking, and I'm still really into real estate. So like I want to do a real estate photography company, and I live in the Bay Area, which is it's pretty needed here with all the high-end houses that are around this area. A lot of the stuff's done online because of like the area we're in the Silicon Valley, and so it's kind of a cool market that hasn't really been touched, and I'm pretty excited. Oh, yep, that we're blowing right through this station. That's my bad. He blows the horn for good measure. Definitely supposed to stop there. Yeah, I know I failed it. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm working on starting that, and you know, at first I like started doing this YouTube channel. I really wanted to like make it clear that I'm not doing it for like the money. It's not like, I think a lot of people do YouTube for the wrong reasons. I think a lot of people think that they're going to be like the next crazy YouTuber, regardless of what you do. And I think that's like the wrong mindset to have. Like, I went into doing this just because like for me, like playing video games is like something I do in my spare time, and it's just something I enjoy doing in general. And I just figured like, you know, I can just do this and, you know, throw some videos on the internet, and because it's something I do anyway. It's like nothing out of the blue that I don't already do. And, you know, if I make a couple bucks here and there, like great, it'll help me pay for like games that I want to get, or, you know, maybe just will reimburse what I put into making the videos. And so that was kind of the premise behind it. But then, like, as I started making videos, like I started getting a lot of really good feedback from everybody saying they really liked the stuff that I was making, and that, like, you know, I should maybe possibly pursue this as a career. And so, like, I'm trying to keep the same mindset that I had before, because I don't want to let that like get ahead of me, and like I don't want that to take over like the reason why I do things. But at the same time, I've kind of started to like take into consideration that, like, hey, this might be something I could actually pursue. So I try to juggle that between like a full-time job, starting a company, and doing YouTube videos, and now streaming. This is like my second stream I've done so far. No, it's something that it's nice. I mean, I enjoy the challenge. I think it's fun. It keeps me busy. Like, the last thing I want to do is like sit around and be comfortable. I hate just sitting around doing nothing. It's like the worst feeling. So I like to just stay busy. And then on top of that, like anything else, any other free time I have, it's just like either playing hockey or like out with my girlfriend or something. Oh, wait a second, 9:05? Is that it? I think my game's at 11. Actually, I have a while. Yeah, I have a game at 11:15. That's terrible. Like, who lets people play hockey games at 11 o'clock at night? That doesn't even make sense. Like, the majority of adults in the world don't even like stay up to 11. Like, I'm gonna play a game at 11, won't get done until 1:30. I'll get home at 2, have to shower, and then like by the time I probably get into bed, it'll be 2:30, and I can guarantee you I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep, because after playing a hockey game, you have so much adrenaline and everything going. You just, you know, you're not gonna be tired, and then you just gotta wake up early for work the next day. It's just kind of a shitty thing. I don't really know why they do that. But it's necessary. I'll do it any day of the week, just because, one, it's good exercise. Two, it's something I really enjoy doing, and I'm pretty good at. And this is not another station, I'm hoping. Nope. Okay, 4 miles. And it kind of just gets your mind off of stuff. You can just kind of relax, and it's like we can just like not have to worry about anything, and you can just enjoy doing what you're doing in that moment. It's kind of nice. So, yeah. It's a little bit inconvenient with the timing, but it fluctuates. I mean, there's usually only like 1 or 2 11-15 games maybe in a season, so it's not terrible. I'm not going to complain too much, but like, it's just also not the most convenient thing either. I think the next thing I want to do, the next video I think I plan on making for Transcend Worlds, I did this already with the beta, but they've added more since then, is all the collectibles that you can do, or that you can find on the map. If you guys didn't know, you can walk around the whole map in Transcend World. You just like walk on foot from the start of one end to the end of the other end. And there's like collectibles and stuff that you can find in between. And I think that's kind of a cool little feature they've added, because like when you're driving by like on a train, you know, you're going I think the max you can go there is 50 miles an hour, but even like going 50 miles an hour, you're missing half of the scenery that you'd see. Like, in the level of detail they put into that with the game engine that they've used, it's just like there's just so much more that you can see that you just won't see if you're just driving the train. So like, I really encourage you guys to like actually go around and actually look at the world on foot if you ever have a chance, and if you guys have the game. Nice little section right here. Is this our last stop? No, going to Anaheim. Pretty cool. I thought that it was farther than that. I wasn't sure. So let's see. We got not much more after that. We'll be done soon here. Back up to 90. I wonder. You know what it was? I think we were crossing over tracks. That's why it slowed us down to 50. Man, these sounds are great though, honestly. Like I cannot tell you guys, I don't know if you guys have ever used this route before or played it, but it's literally, they have like the worst sounds on any of the engines, other than like the default sounds that you got maybe like from the Railworks, like the original Railworks, but they were pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. And these definitely help out. Get ourselves ready to slow down here. We'll throw a bell on. That HUD, we don't want that. The goal is to hit the edge of the beginning of the platform at like 40 miles an hour. If you do that, you should have a pretty good chance of slowing yourself down. You just leave your brake at service at that point and it should stop. You might have to fiddle with it a little bit. Like I'll put a little bit more power in now as we're starting to get towards the end. You should have a pretty good. Well, that's a terrible example. See, I'm just bullshitting you guys. Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about. It usually works. I'm not really sure why not. You know what it is? You know what it is? I'm an idiot. I didn't even fucking turn the power off on the train. The power's still going. That's exactly why. Bad example. All right, turn those off. Should be filling up. I mean, we're still on the platform. It's not like we blew right through it, but we already did that once. I can do it. Waiting on that. Any second now, guys. How are you loading that slow? Oh, we're like 3 minutes early, that's why. Yeah, that's an issue. Oh my god, that's loud. Oh my god, that's loud. Alright. Yeah, I don't know why. This is like a double... Has 2 engines on the rear, a cab car. It's got like... I think it's got like 9 cars on this consist. I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking on that. Oh man, we're gonna be here for a minute. Good song though, I guess. I was trying to when I was setting up the Twitch channel and like setting up all like the moderators and all like the stuff for the account. You know, I'm using Nightbot as a moderator, which I'm not gonna use yet. Obviously, there's not enough people watching, but like one of the like cool features I saw on it was the fact that you could request songs and stuff through it, and I thought it was a really good idea. But then I kind of started thinking like, well, I'm gonna probably put a lot of these on YouTube, and there's a lot of copyright issues, so that didn't really work out. So what I'm doing is I'm just playing stuff off Spotify. This is all NCS, which is like no copyright sounds, and what it is essentially is like a bunch of underground house music artists basically that kind of buy in it's almost like they're the record, like it's like their record label sort of thing. And what it does is for like all these new musicians, it's basically a way for them to get exposure. Because probably without doing this, they probably wouldn't get very much exposure. So it's kind of a cool concept. The problem you run into is like you'll use a lot of their music, and then as they start getting bigger through this, because I think there's like, I don't know, there's like more than that. I think there's like 10 million subscribers to the NCS, so that means like a lot of the music gets like a million at least per video. And so like if you think about that, as these people get exposure that they probably never would have got, you know, they start getting more famous, and then they kind of break away from NCS, and then at that point it becomes copyrighted. So all the stuff that you used in the past is just completely screwed. Basically, you're going to get a copyright claim for it, which kind of sucks. But you know, it's a lot safer of a bet to go this route than trying to make a video with, you know, like a hit song on it that's on the radio, because I can guarantee you the second you upload it, it's going to get copyrighted. And that doesn't work, because then what it does on your video is it completely mutes out the audio of that section, and it just makes your video crap. So, if you guys are ever making YouTube videos, don't ever do that. All right, guys, any second now. Come on, been at the station for like 5 minutes. Should be out here in the next minute or so. Got one more station to go. Still loud outside. I don't even have my headlights on. What the? You know what's really weird too is like I'm actually running with better frames at max settings on Train Sim World than I am running max settings on PS 2017, which is interesting because a lot of people are having issues with frame rates on Train Sim World. I think the main difference is that one's a 64-bit program, one's a 32-bit program. So like on this game, you max out like 2 gigs of RAM or 3 gigs of RAM, whatever that it allows. But you're kind of screwed, like, because for instance, I have 32 gigs in this computer of RAM, right? So I'm not using 32 gigs, I'm using 2. You know what I mean? So like it's not really ideal. And then for like a new game, for instance, you use all 32 gigs. So you know, kind of like, I guess it kind of makes sense on why it is. But even like with like all those intense graphics and everything like that, you would expect that like it would be similar or maybe even a little bit worse. But surprisingly, no, it actually runs a little bit smoother. There's certain routes I can't even load. I have a huge issue of there's like an error code. I'm sure everybody's got it at some point where you run out of virtual memory and your game crashes. It's pretty terrible. But yeah, so I think there's like a mod out that someone made for where you can actually expand your memory to like maybe 8 gigs or something like that, so you can get rid of all those crash issues, which I need to look into. I'm not really sure how complex it is, but that's a good little trick for anyone that's having issues with getting with crashes and stuff on this game. I love the quillable horn too. That's like, that's so awesome. I don't know how much people really use that in real life, but and it sounds really weird from the outside, but from the inside it kind of sounds kind of cool. All right, what's the speed limit on this? Got a 40 coming up and then a 60. All right, so let's fill our power here. Wrong way. Can't see crap. There's literally, I have the microphone like right in front of my face just because it's white, because it sounds the best that way, but like the throttle level is like right behind it and I just can't see. I have an issue. Priorities, right? Alright, so we're good at 40. We're just gonna chill here. How far was our station? 3 miles. Okay. We're a little bit quick. Let's slow ourselves down just a smidge here. Actually, a lot quick. There we go. And I think we speed up to 60 here in a second. I think it's just as we go around this corner, we have to slow ourselves down a little bit. You guys saw right there, like right as we went on that corner, it kind of like twitched out for a second. A little bit weird. And I mean, again, I have a pretty decent computer here. I mean, if you look at like the specs, I think they're on my channel. But I'm running like an i7 4.4 gigahertz processor, like 32 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1080 superclock. Like it's a monster of a computer. It should not have any issues running any game. Speed up a little bit. Get ourselves to Anaheim. We're almost there. Getting close. A little bit close. Got about 2 more miles. This isn't it right here, is it? I think so. No. We do have a 35 up here. I wonder if we're switching tracks again. Double Dover header. That's not even like, that's not realistic. I think maybe if you're lucky, you'll see one of those. And it has 2 of them on one scenario. We didn't switch tracks. Oh, you know what? We're switching to the outside track here. That's exactly what we're doing. That makes sense. Nope. What the heck? Why is it making us slow down? Oh, it's this turn right here. I figured we were going straight. I was not expecting that we were turning. That makes sense. Yeah, this is the stretch I was talking about. Like literally, there's like I think there's like 20 crossings between here and the station. Starting with what was back there, but. Pretty much like everything from this point, from Anaheim on. A lot of it is quiet zone, which kind of sucks. Because, like, when you're driving a train, all you want to do is blow the horn. That's like the funnest part. Especially when it sounds really good. Alright. 1.5 miles. Alright, so we'll try to stay below 50 miles an hour just so we can get down to 40 as we get closer to the station. We don't want to blow past it again. Again, that was my fault. I should have definitely killed the power. I was not even aware of that. The issue on this one too that I've noticed is like, if you look down here, usually like on most engines there's a little square panel and it shows like notch 1, notch 2, notch 3, whatever notch you're in. And this one does not show it. So it's a little bit hard to figure out like where's the cutoff between power and dynamic brakes when you're switching off, because like you would think, watch, you would think right there is 0, and it's not. That's like notch 2. Notch 0 is like right there, and so it's like kind of confusing. Alright, this is a good speed right here. We'll just hang out right here, and I think we're still honestly early. Yeah, actually we're right on time, so we're good. We'll just stay right here. There's no need to push it. No need to push it. I can see the platform coming up here in a second, so we'll actually start throwing some minimum braking here. Make sure we're at 0. I think that should be 0. We'll just double check. Yep. Put our bell on as we're coming into the station. Again, you just got to play with the brake as you come in and just kind of adjust it for where you're at in the platform. You don't want to stop too quickly, but you don't want to stop too late either. Perfect. Back a little bit. There you go. Fill the bell. Open the doors. Get rid of this annoying clicking sound. Popping outside here. Alrighty, well that's gonna do it. I am gonna get off because I gotta get ready for hockey here. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. For those of you that did, yeah, if you guys want to see some more videos, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. There's lots of videos on there, some good videos too. So be sure to check those out. I plan on doing another stream probably this weekend. So if you guys are interested, be sure to follow me on Twitch so that way you know when I'm going to be streaming. So again, I think appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll see you guys later. Here.